I found that one place I was still muted. So yes, we are in the special events category for tonight because rocket launches are a special event. Paranor says that requires more makeup. Yes, a mime night would require more makeup. I don't think I have the right kind of makeup for that. So, if you hear a dog whining, which you will, my apologies. I may let her out in a little while. The dog crate is literally right next to my desk, and that's actually what the dog cam is sitting on. We came home from dinner and Tinker made a noise that sounded like she was in pain and then sat shivering on the couch. So I don't know what hurts. She can't tell me what hurts. It's a little frustrating, especially for the human. So usually when this happens, she has to sit in her crate and okay, cool. She usually has to sit in her crate while she recuperates. So yeah. Don't feel too bad for Tinker. Oof. All right, so we're still getting ready. Oof. I have my astronomy themed beer, which tonight is Wolf's Ridge Brewing in Columbus, Ohio. It is their Clear Sky Cream Ale. It has a pretty picture of a moon on the side. And that is the closest thing that I had to astronomy anything in my fridge. So, get some Cheerios for the dogs. I think we need more Cheerios already. Invisible Cheerios look so cool. Veronica says, we could give our big dog baby aspirin, but no clue what would help Tink. She is so small that, sometimes they sell like dog aspirin, and I can give her some of that. I have some really old, Tramadol. Oof. Stick it up there. I have some really old Tramadol that I could give her that was, actually prescribed to her, believe it or not. And, I could give her that for pain, but I'd rather not. And now she's just making but now I'm missing out on the Cheerio noise. So, alright, Puck, get on camera. Do your job. Do your job, Puck. So, it is the lunch. And why is the white balance all screwed up? Or is it just my monitors? Maybe it's my monitors. I don't know. Cheerios or Tinker's pain relievers. I guess. Let me disable Flux for a while. So maybe it's messing with my screen. It is messing with my screen. I was like, the white balance over here doesn't look right. But it's fixed. Alright. Yeah, I keep forgetting that it Flux. And it is set to color fidelity, but I can tell when the white balance is off. Alright, so we have an hour and a half till launch. We have about an hour till their coverage starts. So we are going to first set up bingo, because I don't think we saved the bingo link, and I apparently don't have any of that ready either. So bingo, Baker, and then I'm going to pull up Chrome. Bingo got rewrote. Okay. Pull up Chrome, and I'm pulling up Chrome so I can get the video URL into Chrome I know, Tink. I'll let you out in a second, honey. Because for whatever reason, YouTube plays nicer on Chrome for me. So, what are we missing? We're missing music. It's like, I know we're missing something. We're missing music. So we can get pretzel rocks up. Get some nice music going. Open my buttons back up. I can't hear the music at all. Oh, I think my headphones died. Nope. I literally had the wrong thing muted. I have too many things I can mute and too many headsets set up. So we're gonna turn on ducking. Okay. So we got music. We can kill the launch schedule, or rocket launch live. Dog launch anxiety. She's in her crate. I'll let her out. She's hurt. We know she's hurt, but she's gonna fake that she's fine because she really wants Cheerios. See, and now you know to come over to me for special Cheerios. Okay. So we got music going. That's an easy fix. We have something over here. Okay, we're actually kind of set up the way we need to be set up. Yeah, this will work. This will work. I like it when things work out. And so where is that? We're gonna do some creepy things. Like this, we're just gonna drag that over. And that was too far. That should be fine. Yeah, creepy as in making things move on the screen. Hey, Susan Micro! I am bummed that you can't see the launch in person too, Susan Micro. Alright, so here's bingo, along with the picture-in-picture of the SpaceX stream, because I know people will be like, what's going on with the SpaceX stream? Well, now you have it on screen where I can see it too. So, this is going to be... Part of me's like, you know what? I wonder if I labeled it, or she labeled it, or... Let's just do SpaceX. Find cards. Oh no. I can tell I made that one. Tech Breakfast, Untitled. SpaceX Starlink mission. Space bingo, dispatch bingo, okay. No Tesla, please. Well, they may or may not mention Tesla, so I don't know what some of these are. This is not mine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull this into another thing, which you shouldn't be able to see. You can't see it perfect. And I'm also going to open up this one because I can tell this one was mine. And I'm also going to drag it over here where you can't see it. And I'm going to close that. No, we weren't quite ready for that, Annie. We need to make the bingo. All right, come on. So this is going to be Starlink 1 launch. SpaceX. So, Tango, Jinx and go. Hey, happy creepies. It's alright. So hello to anybody that I didn't say hello to. I think I've seen Disillusioned. I think Veronica popped in. Kevlar's there. So yeah, Richard. Hey, Richard. I think I'm all caught up. And of course, hello, Paranor and Jandra Loon. So, yeah, we're just gonna kind of start typing things in. We're gonna start with our basics, and that's liftoff, dogs barking, nominal, of course I still love you. Of course I still love you. That's the drone ship. Max Q. Good eye, because I think they do actually announce Max Q. Max Q. We want a successful booster landing. And then this is taking off from Kennedy Space Center. Looking at the old bingo cards actually helps. Sonic Boom. T minus, good one. We have liftoff. 39 Alpha, that's the pad they're taking off of. Locks, venting off counts. Hold. We'll actually put scrub in here because mention of the past delays. I'm seeing thrust. Is there a burn back on this? Put Meko and Seko. We'll put Starlink because that's the name of the thing. Satellite internet. Alright, this song's a little creepy, so I think we're gonna downvote it so it never comes back. Contingency. Weather or boat? Sure. Hello, creamy goodness. Contingency, boat and safety zone. Which, gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. We'll just put weather of any kind, any mention of. Alright, Richard Hendricks. By weather, do you mean like any mention of weather in general, or any mention of like not good weather? Because I'll leave it as just weather for now. See, I have Meko, Seko. Alright, so I'll put high winds. And then payload separation. And then drone ship. And first stage, yep. Separation. First stage separation, fairing separation. I can't remember. Oh. I muted that, right? Right? Yes, you lost audio on purpose. Hey, Rocket Sage, you lost audio on purpose. I think I thought I had it muted just to mute my microphone. If it muted everything, that happens. But no, I'm muting. If I mute, it's because the dogs are barking. And, my dogs are annoying sometimes. I love them, but they're annoying sometimes. It was just a mic mute this time. Perfect. Then the button is working as intended. Oh yes, you are welcome. I can't always get it before they bark, but I try to hit it as soon as they bark. Because sometimes they go on for a while. Alright, so, alright, somebody said picture perfect. Alright, picture perfect. And then anytime, this is from one of the older cards, an announcer says back to, any animal on camera. Thanks for the host, Rocket Sage. So, do a shout out for Rocket Sage. Lost our uplink? Sure. Lost uplink. Alright, add more. Trying to scroll back up. Fairing. Okay, we got fairing separation. Alright. So, I don't have SpaceX in here, which I feel like I should have had that one right away. SpaceX. It fell over. Oh man. Yeah, for science. So, I don't know if you've seen this before, Rocket Sage, but... Puck, speak. A little louder. Come on, speak. Hey! We only need one bark for speak. So the dogs say thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios. And make it rain! There's a lot of squares that are guaranteed checkoffs. And, like, my dog's barking. That one's guaranteed to be a free space. Free is guaranteed to be a free space. I don't make this to be hard. We don't do prizes for this. Merlin. Okay, I don't know why Merlin, but yeah, let's do Merlin. Slow Cloud says, Rocket Sage, you had a rocket launch. I had a rocket gonna launch, so I thought that's gonna be cool for science. It is going to be cool. It is totally going to be cool. This is a drinking game, right? I mean, I don't know how we would turn a rocket launch into a drinking game. And we still kind of have to keep it family-friendly-ish. It's just now I'm allowed to talk about and drink beer on stream. So, yeah. Oh, Merlin is the name of the thruster engine that SpaceX uses. Good. Good call, Chandra. Susan Micro asks, does anyone know the particulars of today's Chinese Long March failure? I think that was yesterday's failure, and no, I do not. I meant to look into it, but life has gotten in the way. Alright, so satellite, because these are satellite, solar panel, core separate. Oh, we have first stage separation. I'm looking through my old one. Internal power? Yeah, that's a good one. Not everybody announces it. Because I know, like, India didn't announce it, and that was very confusing. Oh, Merlin was on this old one, too. Propellant. I mean, you can... Merlin's on here. You can drink every time the dog barks. I mean... Ran out of gas. We can do ran out of gas. I know. It is. This is amazing. It is a lot of fun. Sometimes I remember to keep track, and sometimes I forget. Don't even think about it, dogs. I heard the car horn too. Don't think about it. And my neighbors down the street are having a party, so there's going to be extra dog barking. We have 39 alpha, so yes. Do you think we should add pad? Okay, we'll add pad. What? We'll add pad. Yeah, the neighbors down the street are totally, Slow Cloud, what we're doing right now is we are making bingo cards for, or essentially making or entering in a bunch of terms to put on bingo cards. Bingo Baker is amazing. It is totally going to do, we're totally going to do a launch, and this is the most reliable bingo maker site I've come across. And I kind of really want to donate money to them. So, they are amazing. No, I'm not going to break their window. No. 100 bits! Hey. Hey, pup, speak. Speak. Good boy. Good girl. And it was perfect. It was 1. All right. Puck and Tinker say thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios. And make it rain! Oh, Rocket Sage, it's better. So the coats are right above where the dog bed is. So Cheerios land in favorite human's pockets, coat pockets, and he will be at work and he'll pull Cheerios out of his pockets. Yeah, there's already a free space. Do I have Kennedy Space Center? I do. So yeah, Tinker's getting really good at doing just what she needs to do. Grid fin. We forgot about the grid fins. Oh wow, I think this is the most terms we've ever had. Coasting. Low cost? Sure. Not coast, cost. Lost uplink / feed. So how's this? If you don't break a window, explode. No. I do not want to be on the bad side of my neighbors. And then this card has countdown. Sure, we can add that. Countdown, crowd cheering. We can also add control room. So software nixed Falcon 9 similar to Ariane glitch or Ariane 5 glitch some years ago. I don't know if the software update was for I don't know if the software update was for the satellites or for the rocket. So there's that. No, this isn't my rocket. I wish. Do I have orbit? I do not have orbit. No, it's going to be a SpaceX launch. It's totally going to be a space... Yeah, see? There you go. Orbit, ignition. Yeah, the real thing. Should we mention? Oh, they didn't update the size of the variables for the faster rocket. Didn't update like the variable type to allow for larger numbers. Susan Micro says, "Are you taking us to Mars?" No, this launch is SpaceX, and they're launching 60 satellites. I think each of them weighs about 115 2-liter bottles of soda, which is a lot. Nope. It's going to be on a Falcon 9, which has liquid fuel, and the liquid fuel it uses, let me find my teeny tiny models. It uses H2, hydrogen, which is cooled to make it from its usual gas into a liquid, and O2, you know, oxygen, also cooled like a whole bunch to take it from the gas to the liquid. And it's cool because when they combine, you get mostly this, water. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Not all fuels are like that, but this is one of the fuels that is. I like it because it's simple, but you also have to keep fueling until it's time to launch, essentially. So, do I have anomaly on here? I think we're gonna add anomaly because there's enough. Anomaly. All right, so, oh, I can't spell. I am so sorry. No, no, I like my neighbors too much. I like my neighbors too much. So I think that's everything for this card. I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit and we can chat. So yeah, there's 60 satellites stacked in the fairing. They're stacked like deck of cards, and they're actually flat packed. There are thrusters. Oh, you know what? So I was right the first time, wasn't I? Thank you for that. Thrusters. There we go. So the satellites are loaded onto this, let's just call it a bus. And there are thrusters also on this bus that's going to make this bus spin. So in addition to the rocket going, you know, this way, it's also going to spin. So really, it's going to do one of these numbers as it flies, and it's going to fling the satellites off of the satellite bus, or off of the bus. No, we can't really do a false start, so yeah, it's going to be a little crazy. Isn't there the Planetary Society solar sail? Yeah, kind of like a merry-go-round, but a really fast one. So it's more of like that carnival ride where you stand on the outside and it spins you around really fast, and the forces push you against the side of the thing, and then they drop the floor, they tilt it, or something like that. It's one of those. Oh, you meant for a bingo word. Merry-go-round? I mean, yes, a slow cloud. It is indeed a beer. You wanna screw it? Let's put merry-go-round. Actually, yeah, let's do spin. I like spin better. Frog photobomb, please add. Okay. Well, that song ended abruptly. Yes, Richard, if they say merry-go-round, you win all the internet points for tonight. So, okay, I'm going to click generate. And first of all, I need to open up the call list. And this is the link that you all will click. Yeah, I'm getting there. It is, I will tell you what kind of beer it is in a second. It is a cream ale. It is made by Wolf's Ridge Brewing in Columbus, Ohio. And it is called Clear Sky. It is the closest beer I had in my fridge that had anything astronomy related. And it actually does have, let me pull this up so I can make sure that I'm showing you. Actually does have a picture of the moon on it. So, oh, that's why, because it's yellow and it's getting green screened. But yeah, this is what I'm drinking tonight. There we go. Now you can see the moon. It is a cool bottle. I hate how I look when I'm drinking out of a bottle on camera, so I poured it into a glass. No, this is not the Canadian one. This was brewed in Ohio. This one was brewed in Ohio. The Canadian one was named Ceres. And that one was really expensive per bottle. This one was much more affordable. I think it was like $2 a bottle. So I already put the cap somewhere else, so I don't know what it cost off the top of my head. It is a lovely cream ale. It is non-offensive. And alright, so I'm gonna print as soon as I can find it. I'm gonna print my call sheet. There are 49 terms on this call sheet, people. So I'm gonna print this and oh, it looks like do I have a beer preference? I do not like IPAs, which makes me sad because I'm really into astronomy-themed beers at the moment. I'm on Untapped, and I keep track of what I drink there, and I do have an astronomy wish list. But my IPAs taste soapy to me, so I think it's a genetic thing where they just taste soapy. So I don't like the majority of IPAs. It really has to be more of like a juicy IPA for me to be okay with it. Does it tell the IBUs by chance? No, but Untapped might know. It tells me when it was packaged. It was packaged March 8th of this year. And I guess it won a Best of Craft Beer award. Silver and another thing, so it's not too bitter. But IPAs, they taste soapy to me, and it really sucks because there's a strain of hops called Galaxy, and that goes into a lot of different IPAs, and because Galaxy hops are in there, then people are all, suddenly put Galaxy or, give it an astronomy theme, and I'm like, y'all, I can't drink this. I am binary ablaze on Untapped, I believe. I think all of that's changed. Yeah, but so I don't do IPAs. I really like ciders. I like mead. I'm starting to really get into stouts and porters, which is hilarious because I'm a lightweight. So, no joke, at the bar last night, I had half of my stout and I had to give the rest of it to Favorite Human. So, alright, so I am going to put the dogs... Oh, thank you for the follow! If there isn't, there really needs to be a whiskey named Rocket Fuel. There might be. Thanks for the follow. So I am going to toss things at the dogs. There's actually a... I can't remember what it's called. It's a nice light beer, like really low alcohol content that's called That's My Jam, and I have that in my fridge. Yeah, we don't have cider in there. Alright, so I'm going to toss Cheerios at the dogs, and I'm going to grab the call sheet and spontaneous liftoff. No, things are in place to prevent spontaneous liftoff. And then, okay, cool. And then I was going to say I'd have to, my phones are in front of me. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I'm going to toss Cheerios at the dog, grab the call sheet, we'll come back, and... then we still have like 25 minutes to kill. Hey, Puck. Tinker, can you speak? Speak. Oof. Really? You're just gonna whine? Puck, can you speak? Come on, speak. Just once. Oh, wow, you will only do it if he does it. Puck, speak. Come on. Alright. That was a really weak thank you, but Puck says thank you. Tinker says thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios, and they're off camera. And make it rain! Alright, I will be right back. SL is in reaction to my beer. What? Look. Why don't you get on camera too? Look, right here. Come on, right here. all the bits. Yeah. Launch is gonna be in a bit. Oh, I forgot to put the dogs up for full effect. I meant to hit transition. So there, now you can watch the dogs eat the Cheerios. That's what I meant to do. Yeah. Get my call sheet in order. There's like 49 terms on this one. So everybody should have a very different card. But it also makes winning a whole lot more difficult. So yeah, the launch isn't for another hour or so. Yeah. The launch isn't for another hour or so. So we are going to do things to pass the time. And as soon as I get like all comfortable and settled. Okay. Alright, so first, you know, as we watch for Puck sniffing, even though it says, hold on, we're starting soon. It's a lie. It's all a lie. Alright, so I'm opening Untapped, and I'm going to look up the IBU for this beer. Because it doesn't say on the label. I don't think it even has the alcohol ABV on the label. It just says a nice, light, simple beer. Which I didn't know they were allowed to sell beer in Ohio without the ABV. So this is Clear Sky. Are you done looking? Here we go. Alright, so Clear Sky, it is loading. 5% ABV and 14 IBUs, so slow, it, well, I need to log it anyways. Slow, it totally fits your criteria. And come on. There we go. Yeah. Hey, Felstar. Yeah, it's totally a it is totally a SpaceX launch. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do a gazillion different things at once. A gazillion different things! Puck, get on camera and stay on camera. So, okay, so I will probably add, oh, thanks for the follow! So you don't know what happens when I get alerts on screen, do you? But Puck knows. Hey Puck, speak. Come on. Oh, oh, speak? Really? Alright, well, Tinker said thank you. Puck's trying to say thank you, and I say thank you, and that's what matters. So here's the Cheerios, and make it rain! And we're gonna make it sprinkle for Tinkerbell. Because Tinkerbell's not going to get on camera, because Puck's been a meanie face. He's been a meanie face and been kind of snappy about food. It's alright. It's all good. I know, Tinkerbell. Okay, so now what are we gonna do? We have our bingo going. So if you don't have your bingo card up, that's no longer my fault. And Tink is barking well tonight, yeah. And she's doing it pretty much when I ask, and only a single bark. Here, have a Cheerio because you're being so good. Have another Cheerio. So, rewinds the stream. Drink! I mean, if you guys want to turn Tinker into Tinker and Puck barking into a drinking game, you're more than welcome to. I'd get up and fix the dog bed, but he'll just mess it up trying to get it Cheerios again, so. So, for those of you that are new, a Puck is the fluffy one. And that is going to be on camera most of the time. Okay. And, Tinker is the dachshund, the black and tan dachshund. You may or may not see her. Puck is an American Eskimo because people always ask what, you know, what kind of dog he is. He is an American Eskimo. And he and Tinker are about the same length, but he's like 2 or 3 times as tall. And it sounds like she might just retreat to the couch for the night. Or maybe not. Okay. So, what are we going to do while we're waiting? Thinking the sun's over the yard arm? What does that even mean, Ner? What does it even mean? So, what we're going to do until the stream goes live. No, Annie has never been sailing, ever. What we're going to do is... Bless you, Puck. We are going to turn this down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. We're going to mark up Bennu. So this is important. I know literally no one right now wants to do this, but it's important. And I'm going to explain why it's important in a second. As soon as I don't even know what I did. I'm trying to move my Bennu mappers around. So this is the new Bennu mappers. Come on, I want you over here now. There we go. Oh, and it's still full screen. Perfect. So this is the new Bennu mappers. It was launched yesterday. And, oh, cool. So, Felstar knows what this is. And we thought Bennu was gonna be smooth. We were wrong. There is, right now, there's at least 450. I know they were talking about dropping another 4,500. That's 4,500 photos. Each photo across is 22.5 meters. So it's 22.5 meters this way, 22.5 meters this way. So these are big rocks and big boulders, and the rocks and the boulders all need marked. It is actually important. Yeah, I don't know if the 4,500 were released yet or not. I know they were going to be released. So that's why I'm saying there's over 450, because I can't go wrong with that image, or with that number. Okay, that's fine. Lurking is totally cool. Aw, thanks for the host. More Cheerios! And yeah, it kind of does look like a Chernobyl rubble pile. It really does. So somebody did this whole thing where they marked all the rocks first, and I think I'm gonna go with that. And it's going to take me a while to do this image. I will be very proud of myself if I get through one image. Rocks are anything that fits under the dot. And boulders to me are bigger. Richard says we're all grad students now. We really are. Here, do this thing. Why? We need the science. Why can't machines do it? Because machines are actually terrible at pattern recognition. Actually wish I had a more accurate mouse. Try to clean out my trackball a little bit. See if that helps with accuracy. Which will go Dottie first? The images or us? Hopefully the images. I mean, even one a day would be helpful. Because the tutorial images do not prepare you for the real images. They really don't. The tutorial's like, here's some nice images of... I'm going to get this wrong. But the tutorial images are from the asteroid that Hayabusa 1 orbited. and I think collected samples from. And it was very smooth, had some rocks. They thought Rugu, which is Hayabusa's 2 mission target, was going to look the same. It does not. They thought Bennu was going to look the same. It does not. Ragu, thank you. Thank you, Veronica. Yeah, see, I am terrible at pronouncing things. And yeah, it, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's totally a lot. But yeah, if it looks like it's small enough to fit under that blue dot, just mark it with a blue dot. It's going to look very crowded by the time everything is said and done. And I forget, I mean, I know it's 22.5 meters across, but I forget what the size of every pixel is, and I know Dr. Pamela had the answer earlier, and I'm sure I could go and look it up. There's so many rocks. There are so many rocks on Bennu that it picks them up and spits them out. And sometimes they land back on Bennu, and sometimes they don't. Well, get back on screen, Puck, and I'll give you Cheerios. A bit more that way. He's like, no, Mom. I need the Cheerios to get into place. There's so much. There were people asking yesterday if it would just be easier to mark, well, I was asking yesterday, would it just be easier to mark the blank spots? You know, where there is nothing. And I was told no. Because we actually do need to have the data for this. It really looks like Bennu. Awesome, Jean-Derlin. Cotain says, I believe you can zoom in to slightly increase precision. Wasn't sure if the website was like that or not. And I know each of these is big enough to essentially clog the intake on the collection head. I hear Tinker meandering away. She's like, alright, I'm done. I'm done. No more, Mom. Oh, I wish I really did have my super precise mouse, because that would be nice for this. But the super precise mouse belongs to the university! Belongs to the university. So I know on July 10th, they're essentially going to kind of cut off and use whatever data they have to help select a landing site. So if you want to help select the landing site, you need to get your marks in by July 10th. And even if you only do an image a day between now and then, that is, believe me, that's a lot. It is really a lot. So many rocks. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just tearing it apart. Because I can pop the ball out. And, Like I've kind of cleaned it out. I stuck my finger in, cleaned out the little nubs that it sits on. I've cleaned the laser thing. I could probably get in there with Q-tip though. If I had rubbing alcohol at my desk, I would do that. The rubbing alcohol is not at my desk. All right. All right. That's actually a little bit better. Just taking Q-tip. I always use Windex on my thumb ball. I'd rather use rubbing alcohol because I have it, it's here. I use it on other components. It evaporates pretty quickly. And if you're using it for something else and it's not evaporating enough, just increase the surface area. There's so many. Everything in this image is indeed a rock, which annoys me because it is rocks all the way down. It's rocks on rocks on rocks on rocks. Like, hey, we heard you liked some rocks. Would you like some rocks with your rocks? Like, here's some rocks on top of a boulder. Like, my brain is still kind of, like, I know there's a lot of rocks in this image, and my brain's still kind of trying to decide, what are we going to mark as a rock? What are we going to mark as a boulder? Because there's really no minimum length bit on the boulder tool. It's, if you can draw a line, it's a boulder. So I think Pamela said if it's less than 3 circles together, it's a rock. If it's bigger than that, it's a boulder. I'm going under whether or not it'll fit mostly or entirely under my mark. Because if it does, it's a rock. If it doesn't, it's definitely a boulder. And I would much rather be marking boulders right now. There are rocks on boulders and boulders on rocks and rocks near boulders and boulders near piles of rocks, and it's wild. This is not what we were expecting at all. It's wild. And I know this is kind of boring because a lot of you are like, but wait, what about the rocket launch? Well, we have to kill time before the rocket launch. So for those that are new, that don't know me, I like space toilets. So you can ask me about space toilets. Because that's one of everybody's favorite topics, is space toilets. Well, it is if you're a 12-year-old. Maybe Bennu is a trash ball from the Vogon fleet. I can believe it. I could believe it. Oh, you're on camera, therefore you get Cheerios. Good job, Puck. How do they handle the lab animals pooping? You know what? I still don't know the answer to that one. I haven't looked that one up yet. Because I don't think they can use any kind of like litter in the cages like we would for animals on Earth. So I have no idea. I don't know if the animals just go and they try to suction it up every once in a while. I don't know if the animals are trained to like go near a fan and hit a button when they go. I have no idea. How many books have I read on space toilets? So far, just one in a congressional hearing. I still have the other space toilet book in my bag, and it's on my to-be read list. The book I did read would cost about $300, and it's actually called something like Architecture for Astronauts, and it does talk about the different space stations and spacecraft that have gone up, including things like toilets and eating and sleeping accommodations, and it goes kind of over the pros and cons, and it's really it dives deep into the whole taking livable architecture into account in space for astronauts. Like the toilet for the space shuttle was rather right next to the galley and sleeping quarters, which is where astronauts slept. So yeah, and you had 7 people on a shuttle, so there's not a lot of privacy. And in fact, one poor soul, they collect the rat poop by hand, testing the poop for some tests. That actually makes sense. I imagine they use some kind of suction collecting tool, or I would at least, but you said by hand, so I guess they just scoop it up with a fishnet. Gloves. Yeah. There's part of me that's like, I would scoop it up with a fishnet. But yeah, the book covered a lot of architecture to kind of keep in mind for future spacecraft, like what worked, what didn't, things of that nature. And pretty much every space toilet has been imperfect in one way or another. There's not a lot of space in space, ha 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 ha, in spacecraft. So there's not a lot of room to put things like privacy, things that would add privacy, because they have visual, astronauts and cosmonauts on the ISS, they have visual privacy, but I guess everything can be heard. Everything. So, yeah. Oh my. Veronica says rats typically put out a lot of waste. Hope they have them on a low residue diet. I kind of do too, which is why I am indeed curious about how they collect the specifics of how they collect the waste. Hi, Griffin. Hello, welcome. We are marking Bennu while we wait for the SpaceX launch. And because I suspect it'll take me probably the whole time to do that. Gravity turn. What, for toilets on Earth? Puck is laying right next to the dog bed, but not on it. Oh, for the bingo. Oh, yeah, we did forget it. There's so many terms on the bingo. That would have made 50. There's so many terms on the bingo card. I think I am going to do a, I think if I signed up for the site, it would keep all of the cards that I made. So I wouldn't have to keep searching for them. And I can't tell if some of these are rocks. Like those look like they might be rocks. Some just looks like really rough terrain. Like that's a rock. That's a rock. These are teeny rocks. What happened to the music? It's still there? It's still playing? I think it's still playing. But yeah, space toilets aren't perfect. One poor soul on the space shuttle actually kind of broke the toilet, or broke the lever for the toilet, and created a vacuum on board, and the alarms, or klaxon, rang out, waking all of his crewmates, and his bum was exposed to some extreme cold. Actually, he as a whole was exposed to some extreme cold, because to replace the air that was lost out of the vacuum from the flush getting jammed, nitrogen and oxygen that was stored in tanks in the shuttle's bay were piped in over top of him, and that gas was really, really, really cold. So, yeah. Michael T. Meyer, I didn't write that code. Underscores do make things more complicated. They do. You could probably put it all together without the underscores or dashes. But yeah, Richard, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, they panicked because they have emergency Apollo bags, and if you don't know what those are, we'll talk about those in a second. They have emergency Apollo bags on all the flights. So they had emergency Apollo bags on the shuttle, but the crew really didn't want to use them and was pretty much the, I guess the astronauts have a union, and the union pretty much said, no, if we have to use the Apollo bags. Hey, thanks for the follow. Puck, speak. Speak. Oof. Come on, speak. Come on. Oof. All right, Puck's trying to say thank you. He really is. So Puck says thank you. I say thank you. Here's the Cheerios and make it rain. And Tinker just comes in. She's just gonna be camera shy. Yeah, so his crewmates, it was a male crewmate that came to his aid because I'm sure he was in some state of undress. And they were able to close off the vacuum to the outside, which, you know, eventually stopped the refill process. And they were able to warm up the guy and get him, you know, I guess in fresh clothes. But the astronauts union, if it comes down to a point where the toilet is broken and the astronauts have to use Apollo bags, the astronauts are pretty much like, nah, no, we're not using Apollo bags. Mission is over. We're going to return home early. That's how much they didn't want to use the Apollo bags. It's that. So the space shuttle toilet had a lever, and it was like driving stick shift. You put it in one position for one thing, another position to do something else, and a third position to, I guess it was supposed to close. It was supposed to close the portion that connected the toilet to the space shuttle and open the portion that exposed the bottom of the toilet, or the waste collection system, because that's what it's actually called, to the vacuum of space. And I think it got jammed keeping both of those open at once, which was quite terrifying, I imagine. And they fixed it by tearing off the front panel and putting a pair of like clamps on it. They look like they're pliers, but they clamp close. That's not where I wanted that mark. And that's what they used to move the lever after that. So they didn't have to return home early. They didn't have to use the dreaded Apollo bags. They didn't have to yeah, they didn't have to use the dreaded Apollo bags. So the Apollo bags, oh my, the Apollo bags. Whoever designed these meant well. They really did. So it's a bag of it's a plastic bag that has adhesive on the end. You stick the adhesive to your rear end. Gravity helps separate waste from the human body here on Earth. It does not, however, work like that in, you know, microgravity, space, free floating, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't work that way. So they put a finger. Oh, hi! As you walk in on me talking about space toilets. So, first of all, some Cheerios for the raid. Here's the Cheerios. Hey, Puck, speak. Come on, speak. Puck says thank you. Tinker says thank you. I say thank you. Here are the Cheerios. And make it rain! And I'm going to make it sprinkle on Tinkerbell. That's how you used to fix things with not. That's actually how I get my clothes washer to work. Is I stick a pair of pliers in and turn. Washer's not The washer's probably 10 years old. So yeah, I was talking about Apollo bags, and hi to the Raiders. I'm marking up Bennu, and we're talking about space toilets to kill some time. So Apollo bags are these clear, emphasis on clear, plastic bags with adhesive that you stick on your rear end. And gravity does not separate human waste, or there's no gravity in space to separate solid waste from humans, so there needs to be some assistance. So there's a little finger cot or a little finger pocket that protrudes into the bag, so you can stick your finger in and help move things around without your finger coming in contact with anything. So that was kind of clever. But it took a really, really long time to go. Like, I think one astronaut said it took 45 minutes to have a bowel movement. And, yeah, these bags don't always keep everything inside. There were sometimes escapees. There are real transcripts of real astronauts talking about floating turds. Not joking. Griffin says, can't they use like a shop vac for moderate suction? That's what they actually use. Space toilets actually have suction, but the Apollo bags do not. The Apollo bags right now are immediately... What was I saying? The Apollo bags were the first thing used by Americans for solid waste in space. They're really only an emergency thing. The astronauts now don't want to use them. I'll talk about how they dealt with urine on the Apollo missions in a second. But yeah, so after you were finished with your bowel movements and hopefully captured any escapees, this is a clear plastic bag. Right? So you had to take some germicide and add it to the bag, add it to the contents of the bag, and massage it together to mix. And germicide killed whatever bacteria was in the solid waste that could potentially create gas and make the bags explode. I am not joking. They had to look at this through clear plastic, and they said it was one of the most distasteful things they have ever done. Ever. So, yeah, that's just, it was really gross. It was really gross for the astronauts. They wanted nothing to do with it. So that's how solid waste on Apollo was handled. Keep in mind, these capsules were really small and you had 2 or 3 guys in them. And because I think Apollo missions were all men, so I am correct in saying guys. Oh my, there's so many rocks. All right, we're switching over to boulders now. So how they dealt with liquid waste, urine, was that they took something that worked in military aircraft and adapted it for space. So they had a hose with an adapter that looked much like a certain prophylactic that I guess were color-coded so they knew whose was whose. And it literally vented the urine out to space. So there was a way they put the adapter on, connected the adapter to a hose. They had to turn on suction, and by turning on suction, it was really exposing everything to the, vacuum of space. And, yeah, I guess there were totally concerns about damage being done. And I think it was a Mercury spacecraft where there was an astronaut up on their own, The spacecraft was supposed to do everything automatically. They weren't supposed to have to pilot anything. But systems one by one went down and failed, and they had to land it manually. They were successful, by the way. And it was found that there was damage to the components by urine. No joke. So, yeah. Yeah, space is hard, and they've gotten better at dealing with, you know, human waste, because human waste is just a fact of life. It's just a fact of life. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to know about space toilets I might be able to ask or answer? I know there's 5 space toilets in orbit right now. And there's 6 humans. And 4 of those toilets are accessible to the 6 humans. And they only like using 2 of those toilets. So the 5th toilet that's not accessible to the humans is actually on the 2nd space station in orbit, which I can never pronounce correctly, but it's the Chinese space station. And it is currently unoccupied. And if it was occupied, I think that would be an additional 3 humans in space plus an additional toilet. Oh, it actually... Okay, that time it actually stayed. I was like, oh, it actually didn't let me finish it. So the 2 toilets that the astronauts like using are on the space station. See, now I'm worried that this is just a boulder under a boulder. I think it is a boulder under a boulder. Oh my goodness, there's boulders on top of rocks on rocks. So yeah, there's 2 toilets on the space station. The other 2 toilets are on the Soyuz craft that ferry astronauts and cosmonauts to and from the space station. And the Soyuz toilets are not toilets you sit on, you straddle them like a horse. And there is adapters for your plumbing. This is actually the toilet. I think it's the oldest continuously used toilet model in space. And it essentially allowed women into space because that there was something that was compatible with, you know, the anatomy of women. Imagine that! Hey, Star Strider! I'm talking about toilets again. Toilets, and I'm marking. Have I done enough marks? I am still amused that you can see the toilets genre. I have to do it myself. I do have to check it out once myself, but I figured that I should probably mark an image to encourage all of you to go mark images to help us out with Bennu instead of, you know, exploring the space station. Maybe the next space station launch will do that. That seems like something that's... I think there's really boulders on boulders. Sometimes I just can't tell. Maybe for the next space station launch or return, we'll do a virtual tour together. Because that sounds like fun. Kevlar asks, is it essential to mark everything? Mark as much as you can. Mark as much as you can. Because I think I'm going to hit marking fatigue in a second and just be like, I am done. Mark what you can. Even if you go after... Because the idea is if we get enough people doing this... we get a... Oh, they want us to mark everything. Okay. So in a perfect world, when we had 1,000 people going over each image, I would say mark what you can. But they want us to mark everything. So if you're only going to sit and mark, like, I don't know. I don't even know which way this boulder is. Boulders, and I would be, if I were you, I'd be finding somebody that would mark craters and or mark rocks. So they have 15 people per image. So they do indeed want us to mark everything. It's very tedious. I know, that's why I said if you only do one image a day, but do an image every day, it will definitely help. Because with 15 people doing one image, you can kind of average out and see what's really there and what marks are outliers. But they're like, some of these things, I'm not even sure if they're rocks. They look raised. But I'm not sure if that's just a rough surface or if it's a rock. So, yeah, it's a lot. Now, would it be considered bad use to make a cool smiley face pattern in every image? It would be bad use. Come on, you know that, FenMill. They should be starting their broadcast in... They're saying the broadcast is going to start in about 11 minutes slow, so... I'd say take 10 minutes to go do what you need to do. I like this. How did I miss that? And then we should be good to go. There's so many. There really are so many. It looks like a petri dish by the time you're done, though, so that's kind of cool. It's live now? What?
Orbit, but rather they move.
Are you serious? How do they have two different... All right, give me a second. I broke it. I broke it. How did I break it? I totally broke it. Alright, give me a second, because apparently it is live now, and I was using a different link. There we go. So copy, we'll put this over in Chrome. Come on. Oh, see, you at least give me an X.
LOX loading is currently underway on both stages. At T-minus 7 minutes, the engine chill will begin. This is where we allow a small amount of that super cold liquid oxygen to flow into the Merlin engine's turbo pumps prior to the full flow of LOX into the vehicle to avoid any thermal shocks to the system. Finally, the transporter erector, which is that white tower you can see on the side of the rocket, will retract away from the rocket slightly, just around T-minus 4.5 minutes. This provides clearance for the Falcon 9 to lift off. As for the spacecraft inside that fairing, at T-minus 15 minutes, the Starlink spacecraft finished transitioning to internal power. The vehicle remains healthy and is currently tracking no issues for tonight's launch. The weather's also looking great. No issues with ground level or upper level winds today. No clouds or lightning rules to violate. The weather is looking fantastic for tonight's launch, and the range is also go and is prepared to support today's mission. We can continue to count down to liftoff in just about 9 minutes. If for some reason we do have to call a hold on today's launch, we will have a backup opportunity for tomorrow, May 24th at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
I lost chat, so give me a second to find chat again. It does look pretty. Alright. I'm feeling that they're going to hate me because I know I'm not done with this image. And
today, most satellite internet service comes from geostationary satellites, or geosatellites. These satellites are satellites that sit at one point very high above the Earth and provide connectivity over a broad area. The main drawback of this setup is that you have a higher latency or delay in the signal provided because they're so far above the Earth. Satellites like this are also generally more expensive to produce and launch. Low Earth orbit satellites are much closer to the Earth and so have much lower latency or delay in their signal. The satellites are also smaller and less expensive to launch. Here you can see an animation that represents how the Starlink constellation operates. Again, you have a high number of satellites in constant motion covering all parts of the globe. And since they're so low to the Earth, that latency or the delay from the signal going from the ground to the satellite and back down to the ground is much lower than a geostationary satellite. We've learned a lot over the past year and have had a lot of fun testing out the capabilities of those 2 test satellites. We successfully communicated with ground stations to run 4K video and even played video games over the link. And we also partnered with the Air Force Global Lightning program to demonstrate how over 600 megabits per second of throughput to an aircraft in flight, which is super exciting for those of you who travel frequently. The bulk of our team working this project is based in Redmond, Washington, and watching today's exciting launch, as you can see on your screen right there, they're just as excited as we are in Hawthorne to see this rocket take off tonight. As I mentioned earlier in the webcast, this is our first launch of a production-designed satellite system as part of our effort to launch a next-generation broadband internet satellite constellation. This will be, fun fact, this will actually be the heaviest payload ever flown on a Falcon 9 rocket, weighing roughly 30,000 pounds. Each of those individual 60 satellites weighs about 227 kilograms or 500 pounds each. So while they're smaller than a typical communications satellite, they're still pretty sizable when you stack them all together. And that flat panel design maximizes space, allowing for a very dense launch stack, as you can see right on your screen right now, to take full advantage of that Falcon 9's launch capabilities. Starlink is also the very first Krypton-propelled spacecraft ever flown. Aside from being the native planet of Superman, Krypton also happens to be a nice blend of cost-effective and efficient propellant for ion propulsion. These ion thrusters enable the satellites to orbit raise, maneuver in space, and deorbit at the end of their useful life. The satellites also have a singular on-orbit solar array. This is one larger panel instead of 2, which minimizes potential points of failure. Solar cells are standardized and easy to integrate into the manufacturing process. The Starlink satellites are also equipped with an autonomous collision avoidance system. To our knowledge, this is the first of any satellite constellation ever. The satellites use inputs from the Department of Defense's debris tracking system to autonomously perform maneuvers to avoid collisions of space debris and other spacecraft. This capability reduces human error, which allows for a more reliable approach to collision avoidance. In addition, 95% of all the components on the satellites are demisable, which means that when these satellites are at the end of their life, they will be naturally slowed by the Earth's atmosphere and ultimately be vaporized into dust as they re-enter. At 95% demisable, the satellites exceed current safety standards, and future iterative designs will go even further, shifting to a full 100% demisable material design. Also, while flying at a lower altitude of 550 kilometers, we ensure that the satellites will quickly and easily demise at the end of their life cycle. Once they reach the end of their life, the satellites will utilize their onboard ion propulsion system to deorbit over the course of a few months. In the unlikely event that a propulsion system becomes inoperable, the satellites will naturally passively decay because of atmospheric drag within 1 to 5 years, which is significantly less than the 25-year industry standard for low Earth orbit, or the thousands of years required if you're at a higher altitude. We are currently just about T-minus 5 minutes until liftoff. Falcon 9 is moving into the final stages of its countdown. The first and second stages are both fully loaded, nearly fully loaded, with 1 million pounds of kerosene fuel and liquid oxygen. The first stage should finish prop loading at about T-minus 3 minutes, and the second stage will finish just after at T-minus 2. We're approaching that T0 mark quickly, so we'll listen into the countdown momentarily. At T-minus 60 seconds, be sure to listen in for the call-out that the Falcon 9 is in startup. This means that the rocket's autonomous internal flight computers have taken over the launch countdown. The Starlink payloads in that fairing continue to be healthy, and the F9 team is currently tracking no issues aboard the rocket. Weather looks great for tonight's launch out of the Cape, and the range is green for launch. So with no issues, let's listen in to the countdown net for the final 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can adjust the settings because it's doing auto for reasons. So now we have the, now I forced it into 720, so. But you also should have dogs barking crossed off. So quickly, let's go over what you should have crossed off. You should have SpaceX, dogs barking, T-minus, propellant, solar panel, LOX, satellite, Starlink, orbit. Oh, and countdown. That's what I missed. Countdown. Speak. Come on, speak. Speak. Come on. All right. Puck says thank you. Tinker says thank you. I say thank you. And here's the cheers. And make it rain.
Stage 2 LOX load's complete. And Falcon 9 is on internal power.
So I can't remember. Does this use RP1 and LOX? Because if it uses RP1 and LOX, that's just liquid oxygen.
Nice, start up.
Gas closeout's complete.
Stage 2, press for flight. Go for launch.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Stage 1's at startup pressures.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff. Go Starlink. Go USS.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Visual propulsion's nominal.
Pad operation securing, step section 59 on LVNet.
Power and telemetry nominal.
You are watching the Falcon 9 as it ascends through the
Falcon
atmosphere
9 is
carrying the
supersonic.
SpaceX Starlink payload of satellites. Coming up in just a few seconds here, the vehicle is going to be passing through max Q. That is the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Let's listen for that call out.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum aerodynamic pressure.
The vehicle has passed through max Q, which means that the atmosphere is only going to get thinner from here on out. Coming up shortly at T plus 2 minutes and 35 seconds is going to be, or excuse me, T plus 2 minutes and 32 seconds is going to be MECO. That stands for main engine cutoff. That's when those 9 Merlin engines you can see burning on your screen right now will shut off or cut off. Shortly, only a few seconds after that, will be stage separation at 2 minutes and 35 seconds, quickly followed by SES1. That stands for second engine start 1. That's when that single Merlin vacuum engine will ignite after stage separation. All telemetry looks nominal from that first stage right now, and trajectories look good. You can see the exhaust gases of those 9 Merlin engines expanding as it gets further and further up into the atmosphere. Stand by for MECO in about 5 seconds.
Stage separation confirmed.
You can see it on your screen, and you can hear it through the cheers of the crowd here at SpaceX headquarters, that we just had a good MECO, we had a good stage separation, and we had a good second engine start. That second stage is now burning brightly on the right-hand side of your screen, accelerating the Starlink stack towards its deployment altitude. On the left-hand side of your screen, you can see the view, a view of the Earth, actually, a beautiful view of the curvature of the Earth and all the lights of the eastern seaboard of the United States. That camera on the left-hand side is attached to the top towards the inner stage of the first stage. And on your right, you can see the fairing deploy from that Starlink satellite stack. The crowd here at headquarters cheering. I'm sure everyone up in Redmond is happy too. So at this point in the mission, there are 2 things happening simultaneously. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see that's the SpaceX Starlink stack right there, now exposed to the vacuum of space that we've jettisoned that payload fairing from the top of the rocket. Right now you can see a view of the bottom of the second stage. That is the Merlin vacuum engine, currently burning brightly, doing its first of 2 burns to raise those satellites up to their deployment altitude of 440 kilometers above the Earth. The next step for this second stage is going to be SECO-1. That's going to happen at 8 minutes and 47 seconds. But while that's happening, we'll be watching the first stage also coming back down towards the surface of the Earth. This will be the 3rd time that we have attempted to recover this first stage, this particular first stage. Those of you who have seen previous landing attempts may notice that we are not doing a boost back burn today. This is because boost back burns are typically used to cancel out the horizontal velocity of a first stage as it goes away from the launch pad and then bring it back towards the Cape. For tonight, we're doing a drone ship landing on Of Course I Still Love You, so we just position the drone ship out in the Atlantic Ocean
Second
to catch
stage
it
is following
at the end of its
trajectory.
parabole. No need for a boost back burn here. Without a boost back burn, the next step coming up for the first stage will be the entry burn at T plus 6 minutes and 23 seconds. The entry burn will last for approximately 20 seconds and then shut down. And then after that, we'll be heading towards a landing burn. All telemetry looks good from that second stage as it continues to pick up speed towards that intended deployment altitude. So as I said earlier, the first stage is now about to start its entry burn at 6 minutes and 23 seconds. This entry burn is to slow that first stage down just a little bit before it hits the thicker regions of the atmosphere. You can see the camera on the first stage on the left-hand side of your screen right now. It's dark,
Stage
but
1
in a few
ATS
minutes, those
safe.
Merlin engines at the bottom of that first stage will light up, and there they go.
Stage 1 entry burn is started.
That is the start of the entry burn.
And stage 1, entry burn shutdown.
And that's it. That is the end of the entry burn. The next step for that first stage is going to be the landing burn. You can see some aerodynamic flows past those grid fins right now on the first stage as it gets into the thicker and thicker regions of the atmosphere. Those grid fins help to stabilize the first stage as it heads back down towards the deck of Course I Still Love You.
Stage 1 is transonic.
Also signal stage 1, Cape Canaveral, as expected.
All telemetry is nominal on the second stage as it continues to accelerate. Next big thing happening here is going to be the landing burn at T plus 8 minutes and 9 seconds, just about 30 seconds from now. For those of you just joining us, we did have a successful liftoff at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time from Cape Canaveral. The first stage was able to successfully separate and is now heading back for its third landing attempt in its history.
Stage 1 landing burn has started.
The landing burn has started as scheduled. We don't currently have video from that first stage, but stand by. We may be able to get something from the drone ship. Landing burn started at 8 minutes and 9 seconds, and the landing is scheduled for 8 minutes and 30 seconds, just about now. You can tell here at SpaceX headquarters we haven't yet gotten any video from the drone ship, but we're just waiting for confirmation.
And this is recovery. Falcon 9 has landed. Landing operators moving to procedure 11.100 on recovery 1 and ECF 9.
While we're waiting for that, we are expecting SECO to happen shortly. That is second engine cutoff.
Back shutdown.
It sounds like we may have confirmation that the first stage has landed. That is a shot from Of Course I Still Love You of the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket for its third landing.
Nominal parking orbit insertion.
Always great to see those first stages come back. While that was happening, we did have our second engine cutoff 1. That's the end of the second stage's first burn. And we did have confirmation of a good orbit for that second stage. Right now, we're about to enter a coast phase, so we are going to take a quick break, but we're going to leave you with an animation that shows where we are in the coast phase. We will be back at about T plus 45 minutes into the mission for a second stage relight, followed by another short coast phase, and then payload deploy. Hopefully we'll be able to bring that deployment to you live on the webcast, so we will see you back here in about 35 minutes. Don't touch that dial.
All right, so, yeah, they're, I actually need to turn their music all the way down because I can't remember if it's copyrighted or not. So, yeah, hi, Oops Serve. We do random streams when rocket launches happen. So, yeah, I was dancing. We cover as many launches as we can. The ones that happen really early in the morning take some... Oh, bits! Shh, let's see if I can get Tinker on camera. Oh, I was trying to get Tinker on camera, but Tinker's being shy and Puck's being a jerk. Oh, you DM'd me in Discord. See, I have Discord closed. I have too much going on as it is. You're welcome, Slow Cloud. We are actually going to hang around and probably chat for the whole 35 minutes. I promise I won't do Bennu. I thought I clicked image done. It still says it's still not doing anything, which terrifies me. Alright, well, I Apparently I'm just going to sacrifice all my images to Bennu. Let me pull chat back up. I don't know. Why am I not? Because it takes me so long to map one. And they want me to map everything. Okay. It's like, I did one and it sacrificed it to the internet gods. Really, I did. So, yeah, no, Slow Cloud, you're welcome to hang around. You're welcome to come back, because they're totally spinning these satellites off of the, whatever mounting that they're on. They're going to spin them off, and I kind of want to see that. So, yeah, there's more. It's going to be a minute or two. So, separate launch thingy, nothing to do with this time. Somebody forgot to silence her phone. I just told Favorite Human that I need to get, or that I need Cheerios, because I need more Cheerios. So I think I heard something earlier. I heard something and yep, it was Ref's mat. Alright, so now that we have the doggos. Hey Puck, can you speak? Come on, speak! Oof. Really? Alright, well, that's not quite what that's not quite what I wanted. But Puck does say thank you, so... Hey! This kind of bark, over here. Look. And... make it rain! I am hitting way too many of the things. Fenmel asked, does anyone know what the bandwidth of those little buggers is? What is the bitrate available? I don't know. Let's check the launch kit. Let's check the launch kit. So we'll go SpaceX. And then we'll do SpaceX.com. Let me change the scene so you guys aren't looking at that. So Starlink mission. Updates. Really? You know what? There is a Reddit for this. Hold on. Let me flip back to this so you guys can look at a pretty picture while I find it. Or SpaceX. All right. So I found it, and so let me pop back over. So I found the subreddit for SpaceX because sometimes they're better about SpaceX than posting things. So, official launch discussion and thread, which is that. YouTube, webcast, Everyday Astronaut Live, a couple online rehosts, and here's the official press kit. That's what I was looking for. And there's this. So this is the official press kit. So they don't need their backup. Oh, this previous was used in Telstar Vantage and Iridium 8. Low latency, high bandwidth. Let's see if they give us actual numbers. I don't think they're going to give us actual numbers here. It does not give us actual numbers. So I am very sorry for that. They have nice music. Part of me is like, I hope I don't get muted, but the other part of me is like, their music is nice, and I feel like we're missing music. And I'm afraid that I would miss the thing. Alright, so I see chat happening. You wouldn't risk it? Okay. Alright, so we'll kill their music. Cotain says maximum of 20 gigabits, not bytes, bits per second per satellite. There are 8 bits in a byte, so I'll let you all do the math. And yes, we typically do this thing. Rocketology says they use copyright-free music, so it won't matter on that. Okay. If it'll stay. There it goes. I really hope that's the case, Rocketology. I figured it's like they had the copyright on the music or something. So, okay. Yeah, we were under the impression that the music was definitely theirs, so.
Acquisition at O'Hinker.
I'll still turn it down a little bit. Because I should have ducking on. Satcom uses bits rather than bytes because in general there's a 1 sit equals 1 hertz of BW equivalency. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I thought I had ducking on. There's a 1 bit, 1 hertz. Okay. Bandwidth. I was like, what? 1 sit. So yeah, you missed the launch, Bad Panda Bear, but it went well. It went well. And yeah, Rocketology, they really do have the PR side of launches down. So they really do. And rockets landing by themselves, boosters landing by themselves is pretty impressive. So my dogs are not cooperating with the whole staying on camera thing. So, oh wow, I have so many messages. So many messages. All right. Paranor says, I just had a marvelous vision of the Starlink ejection. It's going to look like 100 VCRs are ejecting their tapes in sequence. Our Refsmet says, what's a VCR? Oh man. Oh man. Michael T. Meyer says, Star Stuff Studios, I initially thought they were going to spin all the satellites off at once, but Elon said something that makes me think that they are going to retract those holding rods slowly and spin them off one pair at a time, sort of in a spiral. I wouldn't be surprised if they're spinned off on a spiral. Hey, I know what an 8-track is. Alright, dogs. No, we're not doing that. Okay, so my dogs are apparently just going to have opinions. All sorts of opinions. We have about 20 minutes until they come back, and I guess they're just going to keep showing us shots of things. Ooh. We need realistic turntable. You know you can get real turntables, right? Like, you can still purchase them. Oh, you can still purchase them. So... Alright, so bandwidth, Ernster says, with that equivalency in mind, it's easy to see why KU band satellites are in high in demand. 12 to 14 gigahertz uplink frequency ranges equates to 2 gigabits per second of potential throughput, which isn't bad, really. Star Stuff Studios said, I heard deployment was 60 minutes after launch. They're coming back with their broadcast at 45 minutes after launch, so that might be... excuse me. They might just be talking a bit before they... before they release everything. Or, they moved up the schedule of it. I have no idea. I really don't. So. I didn't know there was a whole subreddit for Starlink. Thank you, Cotane. Oh my. I hope the ejection system works nominally too, Paranor. Alright. So. Oof. This is... wow. This is a lot. This is a lot. Oh, they're going to have satellite photography services and remote sensing services or aerial surveying. But the mass that they have from the FCC application is larger than the mass of the ones for the others. So I'm not sure. Ooh. Yes, and there's one that's like, can I mount an antenna on my car for internet access on the road? And the answer is yes, as long as it's pointed to an open sky. It would not work in your garage, a covered parking lot, or in a tunnel. So kind of like satellite radio. They have no idea how much it's going to cost. They have no idea what kind of speeds can be expected for the average user. Unknown if there's going to be data caps. It will probably support net neutrality. This is a really good fact. Thank you for sharing this. So, yeah, this hasn't been revised in a couple months. But it's still a good starting point. It's still a good starting point. Let's pull chat up again because it got lost under everything. And no spying? Let me go. Or let me scroll back up. Starcell Studios, they said it would be daytime over Tanzania for the separation. I'm not sure. I did not know there was a subreddit for Starlink until today. I don't pay too much attention to Reddit. Rustman asked, does Starlink have any idea what kind of extra thoughtful and safe media we can share with each other with this new bandwidth and no spying? Arnstro says, I think the goal is to have so much bandwidth available that net neutrality is a non-issue, at least for a while. Slow Cloud, you can post in the general channel, or random. Yeah, actually do the random. Oh, wait, apparently now there's a clips channel. So there is a clips channel. If you want to post video clips, there is now a video clips channel. It's just hashtag clips. That's Charlie, Lima, India, Papa, Sierra. Griffin Prime says, maybe they'll make Crunchyroll free. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I have a feeling if I was able to watch more Crunchyroll, my Japanese pronunciation would be better. So, glad I got my glasses. Yeah, I know, right? Oof. It's getting warm under these lights. It's just, I never used the clips channel. The random markings. Even the dog is hot. Okay, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna mute myself while I do so. Doki Doki heartbeat. Yeah, I would have no idea. It's adorable though. It's been a long time since I've tried to shove multiple languages in my brain at the same time. I was learning Brazilian Portuguese and French at the same time. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but I don't think any of those. And the way they are adjusting on your ears is driving me crazy. Give them to me to adjust for you. All right, so I'm trying to tilt them up when I'm streaming, so there's less reflection in my glasses because I don't have that reflection coating. So how I usually wear them is like this. So I don't know if that's where they've, you know, fallen, and they probably do. Yeah, you were on the wrong Discord. Ha 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 ha. I knew there was no clips channel. But normally they do rest about here. I have looked at getting glasses with anti-reflection coating. It's might be cheaper if I go back through the VA, but I will probably just order something from online so I can try the frames on. Find something where I can try the frames on at home and then order. So, but yeah, I know they need tightened because they're starting to get wibbly wobbly through here, and it is probably time for me to go back into the optical lab at my VA clinic and be like, hey, can you fix these? Because the first time I went in, I was like, look, these glasses give me a headache, everything feels weird, and then they're like, wear them more. You're supposed to feel like this. So, yeah. So I wore them more, and now I feel weird with them off. Yeah, I know, wibbly wobbly. Oh shoot, we still have to do slides for tomorrow. We still have to do slides for tomorrow. Oh my. Oh. Well, I have two stories for tomorrow now that I'm thinking about it. We'll talk about what happened to the Chinese rocket, and we'll talk about the clay balls that came from space. Mud balls that came from space. Posted. Awesome, thanks. Star Strider says she's gonna work on it. Veronica Kier says, do it now? I mean... Also, real talk, people, I may not stream on Sunday. So here's the deal with me this week. This weekend, rather. I have family in Columbus, Ohio. That's 2.5 to 3.5 hour drive away, depending on what part of Columbus you're going to. And, yeah. So I'm going to not one, but 2 graduation parties on Saturday. And we're traveling down there tomorrow night. And I guess we're staying in a hotel, which is better than the camping that I thought I was going to do. And yeah, it's gonna be a long day. So I don't know if I will be streaming on Sunday. Also, Sunday is the day before Memorial Day. So yeah. There is that. So part of me is like, well, it's a holiday weekend anyways, which is probably why both of those graduation parties were scheduled on the same day in Columbus. And part of me is like, I think I just need a day. I just need a day. And travel and parties can be exhausting for me. So I'm trying to pull up the link that Arinster sent me so I can add it to the other thing. So it's just there, and then, you know, we can things happen later. But there's the other thing. Okay. That's settled. Let me pull this stuff up. So, Slow Cloud says, camping is awesome. Oh, Memorial Weekend camping maybe not as awesome. I know, right? The problem... Oh, that's cool, Slow. Thank you. Thank you for all the clips. No, the problem with camping is that my parents have a small motorcycle camping trailer, which is, I think, a king or a queen size. I think it's a king size bed that folds out, and then there's enough room. There's literally an overhang where they can get changed in, and then it's a bed. So that's where they would be sleeping. I would have to be sleeping unless I dragged my cot and like my mat and all that other stuff. I would be sleeping on the ground in a very small tent. So, and we're not taking the motorcycle down because no. Actually, if they were taking the motorcycle down, I wouldn't be going with them. So, yeah. But yeah, thanks for the happy Memorial Day. I want a hammock tent, Star Strider. I really do want a hammock tent. Favorite Human has never been camping and does not see the appeal of it. And I have promised him a very gentle introduction to camping. So I have a tent that you can stand up in, that he should be able to stand up in. I have a cot that should support both of us, and like a kind of like a mattress that goes over the cot to make it kind of comfortable. And I promised him that wherever we go, we'll have flushing toilets. So there's that. There's that. But I would love a hammock tent. Oh yeah, I would totally love to go camping. I would totally love to go camping. You missed it. I think it was Fenmill earlier that asked how many bits it would take to get Favorite Human and Kyle to be in the same stream together. Like, to do a stream together. And my first thought was they have to be in the same geographic location first. So I think it would be a lot of bits. Because we'd have to convince Favorite Humans to take vacation days. Which he's already taking vacation days so we can go to Vegas. But we're not going to be in Vegas at the same time that Dr. Pamela is going to be in Vegas. It's that we're literally just going to be days off. 10,000 bits. That's it? Part of me is like, that's it? 10,000 bits each. Now I feel like I need to ask Anthony if that's enough. Each. So 20,000 bits total. Wow. Wow. That would be $200 total. Slow. That's why I was saying I don't think 10,000 is enough. I don't think 10,000 each is enough. I'm thinking you want to say 100,000. Yeah, there you go. Because that's $2,000 total. Yeah, that's more like it. I was like, what? $100? Fenmill could easily make that happen, and you know that. $200 Fenmill could make that happen. That much, you know, we might have to pull money together. Slow Cloud, here's the fun part. We've done a fundraiser that pulled in what? It was over 30,000? I think it was over 30,000 dollars, not bits, dollars. So pulling 2,000? No. Well, I mean, kind of for charity. It was to keep us running. It was literally to help pay for my paycheck, help pay for Susie's paycheck. I'm not sure who else got paid off of that. I want to say Tanner. And I really don't know who else got paid off of that amount. But I know I got paid from that amount. Like, that's where part of my paycheck comes from. Actually, that is where my paycheck comes from. So, yeah, no, we raised money for us to keep us going. But literally money for paychecks. So, we've done a charity stream in the past for... it was the, I can't remember what it's called. It was essentially for the Children's Hospital Network, Miracle Network. We've done that. It's not that streaming is pretty expensive, it's that time is expensive. I get paid an hourly wage to do this, as well as some time to prepare, because it can take me a while to prepare sometimes. Extra Life, thank you, Fenmill. And I get paid a living wage. So even though I do this part-time, the paycheck I get from this is an addition to my retirement. I'm going to be quite frank about where my income comes from. So I get retirement from the military, and I get the paycheck from this, and apparently I also pull in money through other freelance jobs. So yeah, so the Hangout-a-thon in December paid for myself, Susie, Tanner, and a few hours of several researchers to finish papers, Nancy, Aviva, Rich, and some software. So, yeah, and, we're not, okay, so we're still... Oh no, Richard Hendricks. It's way more complicated. I'm on disability retirement. So yeah, and now I'm also getting some money from Osiris Rex, which is awesome because that adds to my total number of hours that I have, because I have a chunk of hours that I can work and then that's it. So we are associated with the Ward Beecher Planetarium and Youngstown State University, partly because that's where I'm from, and my microphone is technically university equipment. It was purchased with CosmoQuest funds, but it was purchased through Youngstown State University, so it's technically university equipment. Plus, I mean, John and Pat are awesome people. Everybody at the physics and astronomy department, Youngstown State, is awesome. So yeah, I see no qualms with mentioning Youngstown State University, because A, I'm using some of their equipment. B, I have an office there still that I still can go into. But I just don't I haven't gone to campus in weeks. Weeks. And I know I have work sitting there waiting for me. So, and I do and don't get paid to do other stuff from Youngstown. It's very complicated. Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us, Slow. I was going to say, I think we only have 3 more minutes till they come back. So here's some Cheerios. Puck, can you speak? Oh, I heard Tinker jump off the couch. Puck, speak. Oof. Really? Are you guys so tired of Cheerios that you won't speak? Come on. Come on. There we go. Tinker and Puck say thank you. All right. So here's the Cheerios and make it rain. Yeah, my income's whole situation is kind of complicated. So, yeah. Oh, look. Oh, nope. So, and yeah, we are going to be applying for more grants. So the money that we did raise, you know, covers the gap and helps keep us running. So we just don't drop off. I'm pretty transparent about my income because I feel like we need to do more of that in America. So, oh, thank you for the bits. Tink has been missing. Puck's been a jerk. So Tinker's been hiding by me. So here's the Cheerios. Can I pick you up to show them? Will you let me? Here, here's the Cheerios. Eat it from my hand. She's like, no. All right, I can't pick her up. So, oh, Tinkerbell is invisible. I would have to take off my earbuds and chase her down. Maybe if we all clap really hard. So before, when I was officially getting paid, so this is more talk about paychecks, and I know it's going to make some people uncomfortable. So before, when I was getting paid through the university, I was getting paid $15 an hour which, even though that was part-time for Youngstown, is kind of incredible. And now, Pamela is super awesome, and I got a raise when I got moved over to PSI, and I now get paid, $19 an hour. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. I may or may not make more per hour than Favorite Human, but Favorite Human works more. So there's that trade-off. Yeah. Cat. Oh, I forgot your cat. Cat is named Hubble. I think that's an awesome name. $50 tier? We probably could get a $50 tier. Hey Larry, you missed the launch. Yes, the booster landed. They're supposed to be back on in like 2 seconds. But I guess they're taking their good old time.
Starlink mission.
Oh.
For those of you just joining us, we did have an on-time liftoff from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. After that, the first stage was able to take the second stage up into the atmosphere and then return for a third time on the deck of course, I Still Love You. All the while, the second stage was able to complete its first burn, and it is now just about to start its second burn. We have 2 events coming up here, one at T plus 45 minutes and 56 seconds. That'll be SES-2, or Second Engine Start 2. This is the second of 2 burns that the second stage will be performing before deploying the payloads at their intended deployment altitude of 440 kilometers above the Earth. So with just about 10 seconds until SES-2, let's watch. This will be a short one, only about 3 seconds of burn.
Really short burn.
And back ignition. Shut down.
And there it is. That was short and sweet, but that was the second stage's second burn. SECO 2 just commenced. That's the second engine cutoff 2. Just waiting right now for confirmation that the second stage is in a good orbit. And we do have confirmation that the second stage is in a good orbit. So that completes the 2 of 2 burns for that second stage. We are going to go to one more brief coast phase, only about 15 minutes. At about T plus 1 hour and 1 minute, we'll come back to guide you through payload deploy, just 15 minutes from now.
Alright, so that one should be much shorter. I'm gonna go capture a Tinkerbell. So, because she wants to be a brat. So I will be right back. There we go. And now I have a Tinkerbell, who's probably difficult to see against my black shirt. So, Tinkerbell, how do you feel about all the Cheerios tonight? Are there not enough Cheerios? Okay. No. It's okay. Oof. Only now she's right. Up, up, up. You're fine. I got you. What? Right? No, no, no. All right. So we have a Tinkerbell on the desk. And pick up the paper so you don't slide on it, Tink. All right. Oof. All right. Alright, come here. So how much money? Fenmill! Fenmill, pay attention, Fenmill.
This is a thing.
Favorite human?
Yes.
How much money would it take for you to appear on stream with Kyle?
I don't know. What's Kyle's rate?
So apparently we need to know Kyle's rate. Dr. Pamela said $1,000 for each of you.
Oh my god. I mean, if he agrees to it, yeah, why not?
Alright. Favorite human walked away, so you may not have heard him say it, but he has agreed that if Kyle agrees, $1,000 for favorite human to appear on stream at the same time as Kyle. And Kyle as in Dr. Pamela's, favorite human. Asking Kyle. Yeah, Anthony was laughing too when I asked him. Favorite human was totally laughing. Oh, Kyle's changing colors too, and he agrees to $1,000 each. You heard it from us. That's how much it's going to take to get favorite human and Kyle on screen together. So I guess now we have to figure out what they're going to do. Oh, we can do this over Zoom initially. Ah, so you've made it even easier. Is favorite human allowed to drink whiskey?
I mean, I have whiskey. I only have half a bottle of whiskey, but I have it.
We need to use Starlink technology to accomplish this feat. How do you feel about playing Kerbal Space Program, honey?
I don't even know what that is.
Favorite human doesn't even know what Kerbal is. Can we feed the Cheerios?
Can we feed the Cheerios?
Do you want me to just throw Cheerios at favorite human? Yes, journey started. Yes, journey started. You missed the launch, but in about 9 minutes, actually 7 minutes, 8 minutes, they'll come back. Can they do a riff of some kind of 50s space documentary? I mean, Kyle can play guitar, I think. And favorite human's musical. But I don't know how well that would work over Zoom. Hey, favorite human.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being musical on stream?
I don't understand in which degree you mean musical, because I don't have a whole lot of...
You can sing. You can make some beats. Kyle could play guitar and you could make some beats.
Let me try that.
I think Kyle might rather die, but...
If Kyle can play the guitar, I have some joy thing.
He's too far away so I'm gonna have to come here and say that. Walking away.
That's my skill.
I know it's your skill. Come here.
I'm like the disembodied voice from
You are the disembodied voice.
the Big Bang Theory.
How about favorite human dancing to the music? I don't know. Would Kyle play guitar on stream though?
Would I dance on stream? No.
Or favorite humans saying no to the dancing.
I would not dance.
He would not dance on stream.
Not dance. You have to pay me personally thousands.
Come here so they can hear you. Quit walking around.
They'd have to
Come
personally.
here.
Ugh.
Okay, look, you're just off camera. See? They can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I would not pay myself or anyone else the amount of money for them to be tortured through my dancing skills.
What if it was just your feet?
Still, too much.
Still too much?
Yes. For everyone.
For everyone?
involved.
We could have you on stream and just have your torso on stream.
Still too much.
Not dancing.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Okay. Oh! Down payment! Favorite human is getting paid! Oh my goodness! Alright. Come here. You have to do it now.
What?
Come here.
What?
Come here.
What is happening?
Alright. There's a torso. He can't really get behind me.
What is occurring right now?
Look, it's a favorite human torso.
Oh my god.
Fedmill paid the down payment. He donated 10,000 bits. So it's a down payment, and for a down payment, you get a favorite human torso. You get a favorite human torso.
There's also the doggy cam.
Yeah, there is also the doggy cam, which we need to kick the bed back in place.
Fluff.
He doesn't want to be. I think they're full of Cheerios.
Are you guys full of Cheerios? Are you guys?
FHH is now a CQ acronym. What's the second H for? Oh, favorite human torso. Dang, I should have waited on the Patreon and did bits. I mean, you can do bits later. Favorite human torso, yeah. Look. And Puck's been mean and won't let Tinker get on camera. Also, favorite human, I told him I was running out of Cheerios. So look at this big box of Cheerios. Thank you for the Cheerios.
You're welcome. You needed more. So
Yes!
let me go get her
I am almost out. I'm gonna put it up in the Cheerio spot where the small dog can't get it. All right, thank you so much, Fenmil. Oh, so now we need to do a dump on the dogs. All right, so here's what's in the container. Are you ready? Are you ready, dogs? Can you speak? Speak. All right, that's Tinker. Come on, Puck, speak. Come on. All right, Tinker said thanks twice. All right, and make it rain. I know you can't see the Cheerios. Let me swap over to big dog view. And yeah, we'll swap over to big dog view. With so many Cheerios, do the dogs ever get fed anything else? Yes, they actually do. They totally had dinner. She is being brave. I am so proud of her. Also, if he's mean, he's probably going to end up in the crate. Look, see? This is how close.
Oh, well, now you got enough.
I now have 2 Cheerio boxes in my trash can. No, it is not transparent. It just is green screened out Star Stuff. It's just flat out green screened out. Alright, so now you're all looking at Puck Butt. Because Tinker's all over here being like, hey mom, you gonna drop some special stuff? Alright, move the microphone back. Now that we got favorite human saying that he would do it. Alright. Yeah, fuzzy butts. Fuzzy butts. What? More? Hey, human!
Yes.
I need you to come back. I need you to come back. Come here. Come on. Come on. We need more torso.
I'm confused.
Get in the... There.
I'm
there.
greatly confused.
I know you're greatly confused. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Richard. Oh, I appreciate it. You are awesome. You're awesome. Oh. So there. You are now an acronym, by the way. Favorite human torso. Because you like being a body part for each donation? Oh no, so wait. Does he need... Okay, so here's 2 arms and a torso. That's more body parts, right? 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 It's more body parts. It's totally more body parts. I think we need to hit the goal before he'll show his face.
This is fairly true. Yeah, I'm almost entirely certain at that.
Yeah. So no face until we hit the goal. This is the CosmoQuest hokey pokey. Yeah, because the area in front of my camera is so small that he literally has to be all on top of me. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
He thinks he's feeling nervous. No, are you nervous?
No. Why would I be nervous?
No.
I'm just confused.
Just confused. So normal state. Thank you guys so much. All right, so more Cheerios. So here's a bit. Oh, trust me, I have a little notebook. I can keep count. So dump more Cheerios out. You guys still had Cheerios. You didn't. Oh my God, I think that is the end of the Cheerios for the dogs tonight. So. Oof, oof. All right, tell Kyle we are gunning for him. All right, so I have this little book. And I have a pen. So I got this little book from City Museum, which is amazing. So, empty page. So, bits toward... Oh, I don't like this pen. Favorite human and Kyle. And we'll put today's date, which is the 23rd. And we had 10,000 from Fenmil.
For the Starlink mission, just for those of us joining us, we did have an on-time.
Nope.
PM Eastern Time from Cape Canaveral. That first stage was able to accelerate the second stage into orbit and then touch back down on the deck of Course I Still Love You. And then the second stage was able to complete its 2 scheduled burns. Second stage is now currently at the target deployment altitude of 440 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. As you can see on your screen right here, this is a beautiful view of those the stack of those Starlink satellites as they prepare for deployment. Deployment is scheduled for T plus 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's stand by and watch. This brief loss of signal was expected. We should be able to get that video back very shortly. Stand by.
Starlink constellation deploy confirmed.
And we have confirmation of deploy. You can hear the team in the background. This is an incredible moment for SpaceX. You can see those flat-packed Starlink satellites slowly gliding away from the top of the second stage. This is the highest number of satellites that SpaceX has ever deployed in a single time. There are no deployment mechanisms between those spacecraft, so they really are just slowly fanning out like a deck of cards into space. You can see those spacecraft starting to separate as they naturally glide away from each other. The sun is glinting pretty strongly off the panels and the bodies of those spacecraft, so it's tough to see them individually, but you can kind of see one breaking away from the pack right now. Those spacecraft will slowly disperse over time. With that successful deployment, we're going to be bringing the webcast to a close. For those of you who just caught the end here, we did have successful liftoff, successful first and second stage and activities, and then finally a beautiful deploy, as you can still see ongoing on your screen right now at 440 kilometers above the Earth. It's been a very exciting launch day today here at SpaceX, but we really are just getting started. Please, thank you to the 45th Space Wing for range safety and to the FAA for licensing today's launch, as well as the FCC for our first operational Starlink satellite licenses. We'd also like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. Please follow our website and social media platforms for updates on our next missions and milestones. It's been an honor to host tonight's webcast. Have a good night.
All right, that's not at all what I was expecting. Not at all. Oh my goodness. I was totally expecting them to spin off and they'll just... I guess what's happening is that they're just going to spread out? I mean... I don't know, Refs Matt. Broken Pliers. Oh man, Broken Pliers. I have some bad news for you. You not only missed the launch, you missed the deployment. They just showed the deployment of the satellites, which was not at all how we were expecting. I was expecting them to be spun off, and instead they just let them all go, and then... They are... Satellite spawning is a good way to put it. They are going to... Fix my glasses to get rid of some of the glare for you guys. They are eventually going to power them into the correct orbit with the onboard propellant and things of that nature. So yeah, there's that. I thought they were really going to spin off, and they're just kind of floating gently away from each other. So yeah, each one does have an engine. They can be piloted. They also have, what they say, automatic. This is still not quiet enough. I feel like I'm yelling over it. They also have an autonomous collision prevention system, which I guess is definitely going to help in this scenario because they're just kind of gliding away from each other. And yes, there is the potential for the collision. And I guess they're flat packed, so they need to like go from being flat to square too. No, if they're doing autonomous collision avoidance, I would assume that they'd use the engine for that too. So that's my understanding. Yeah, I thought so too, Trillian. I thought it was gonna be wild. Alright, so I realize that nobody can see this book, so I'll take a picture of it and post it on the Discord. Yep, there goes our instructor. Nope, electric propulsion is also for station keeping and collision avoidance. So yeah! Yeah, Michael T. Meyer, you probably should go to bed. It's 4:30 a.m. where you are? Oh my. It's 11:30 where I am. So probably do the same, sign off shortly, and do all the things. This is your last chance to ask questions. So I'm going to take a picture of my little notebook so far. And this notebook lives on my desk. So I can also go back and look at all of the bits that have been donated since... We'll do it after Fenmil did his 10K. So that's how I will keep track. So after Fenmil's 10K and on, we'll keep track of all the bits that you guys have donated to make, what? Whoa, are you serious, Paranor? Paranor says, this just in from Reuters, new NASA executive named to lead the initiative for returning astronauts to the moon by 2024 quit 6 weeks after being hired. Statement, no story link. And you're serious. Oh my. Alright, so how about we try to answer something that we can answer. Starstrider, do you know how old the Bennu pictures are? Yeah, that's going to be on DS tomorrow, because I guess that's our third story. Weeks to days old. Okay, cool. See, there's your answer, Veronica. They are new images. No story link at this time. Well, I guess we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And, wow. Wow. He quit? After 6 weeks? Part of me is not surprised. Just because of how the average lifespan of somebody appointed to anything in this administration. That's not me getting political. That's just me stating an observation. But just wow. Wow. That's amazing. Nope. Rock's totally... I mean, they may have resettled, but, you know, if a spot has... I'm sure they're going to image the same spot over time, and I'm sure the images are tagged in some way, so somebody else might catch it. So, Resmet says there were a lot of famous or infamous cases of executive burnout in the Apollo program. And I know there were issues with Russia getting to the moon. And I think that had a lot to... I haven't read that book yet because I've been after space toilets. So yeah, there does seem to be a lot of turnover, which is kind of worrisome. I'm not going to make any political comments one way or another. It's just I find it worrisome that there's turnover. And I understand that there can be a lot of burnout. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that position. An unpronounceable name works to raid if you're looking for a target. EJ is getting off. He was escorted out after resignation. Oh my goodness. Richard Hendricks says, I volunteer as tribute. 2024 is going to take a lot of money to pull this off properly in this time span. Yeah, Bombadil. I always struggle with your name. Yeah, Bomb, we talked about this a little bit. Oh, here's to Vanity Space Exploration Projects. I don't have any more Cheerios handy, so I guess we get out a special treat. And I will mark you in the book for the thing. Hey, Puck. Come here. We'll do it this way. Come on. Can you get up? Alright, let me lift you up. Oh, look at you. Please don't lick my face. I have makeup on. Look at you. Look at you. You want something to eat? How about this? You like these treats, don't you? You want me to put you down so you can eat it? It just fell on the desk. Alright, so here's your bit reward. Is Puck. Ah, Puck. Alright. And, oh no, more! There's more! Alright. Can you do it? He keeps dropping it on the floor. Alright. Can you find it? Do you need help? I don't know where oh, where? No, that's not a Tinker. Alright, he just took his treat and ran off. So, for 20 billion, I can guarantee I can get one human to the moon. I don't know if we have all the parts. Did you eat it already? Are you ready for another one? Come here. Come on. Yeah. Oh, you're a big doge. You're a big doge. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you for the bits. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you're the sweetest Fluffy. You are. All right, you ready for your treat? Oof. All right, there you go. Oh, that one was more successful. All right, there's bits on the ground. All right, he was more successful with yours, Michael. So there you go. All right, I didn't see his long speech today. So I'm still kind of out in the, in the dark. I imagine he's going to write a book about his experience. Fenmill asks, so does Puck get a summer cut? No, Puck does not get his fur cut. I was told that it's bad that he could get sunburn. Because he has a white coat, it's actually better for me to brush it out and keep his undercoat pretty straightened out, and the white actually reflects sunlight, and it shouldn't have so much insulation. So I need to like comb him and brush him really bad, but I do not I don't cut him for the summer. So he just kind of stays fluffy like this all year round. Okay, so all right, so we have Michael T. Meyer and Star Stuff. So I'm going to add you guys to the notebook. Where did I put the... How? Okay, I didn't lose the notebook. Here it is. So, because while they chat a bit about the craziness that's going on. Yeah! So we have... What was it? 1,000 from Star Stuff. Oh, now the other dog decides to get on or off the couch. Star Stuff Studios. And another 1,000 from Michael. So awesome. Thank you so much to both of you. I know I'm kind of looking a little like dull and no, I really appreciate it. Okay, you wanna? We're gonna pull up this story together. So I just wanted to make sure I was up to date on bits in my notebook. So we're gonna pull up the story together because why not?
Only I need to move around everything.
So full screen. Picture in picture. This is what we want. And then I need to minimize, or I need to close a thing. Yeah, there we go. All right. So NASA executive quits weeks after being named. I tried to make the text nice and big for all of y'all, and I'll pull up chat over to the side. Any help is welcome, and I really do appreciate it. I'm just starting to get tired. So Cape Canaveral, Florida, from Reuters. Top NASA executive hired in April to guide strategy for returning astronauts to the moon by 2024 has resigned, the space agency said on Thursday, the culmination of internal strife and dwindling congressional support for the lunar initiative. Oof. Mark Surangelo, named 6 weeks ago as special assistant to NASA chief Jim Bridenstine, has opted to pursue other opportunities, Bridenstine said in a statement after NASA's new lunar exploration plan hit a chilly reception on Capitol Hill. Two sources familiar with the situation said Surangelo was escorted out of NASA's headquarters in Washington after his resignation. And this was posted on KFGO.com. That's Kilo Foxtrot Golf Oscar.com. Reuters. Okay, that's fine. I am terrible at pronouncing things. So this was a story from Reuters. And yeah, that's kind of crazy and amazing. So I guess we will know more about this in the morning, because this is kind of a big deal. For a second I thought it was Bridenstine that quit, but it sounds like it really was his assistant. Yeah, Congress does have to pay. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same statement everywhere that I just read. Blah. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay. So, let me find OBS, because I keep losing it. And excuse me, minimize this. Is the person in charge of either Artemis or astronauts part of Artemis still looking? Well, we'll know by the morning, so yeah, that's just wild. That's just wild. I didn't know Artemis had a chilly reception. I guess I'm not surprised, though. Oh, wow. Now you guys are just dumping sources at us. Alright, so now I'm going to find that person that had, like, next to no syllables in his name. Scroll back up. Is it SW? I think it was SWY. No! I can't find that. Whoever had suggested somebody that had the name that had started with the S and had a lot of consonants in it. A lot of consonants in it. I'm scrolling up through chat trying to see if I can see it. I'm thinking it got lost. Aha, there it is. SZ. There we go. Alright, got that ready. Yeah, that's who resigned Arenstra, was Surangelo. had the news. So, John Derlude says many reporters are still calling the program SLS and are having trouble calling it Artemis after so many years on the other. Yeah, I know. Here's his appointment letter or his resignation letter. His appointment letter. Yeah. Includes strategy meet the administration's plan to return astronauts to the lunar surface by 2024. And proposed agency restructuring to create Moons to Mars Mission Directorate. Built the gateway. Oh, the first link was Jim B's release? Okay. Yeah. I would agree that Tang and Velcro are definitely worth the money. They've definitely earned that money back. Plus, is that how we got memory foam too? There used to be a website that was like, here's all the things that you got from it. Tang sucks, but in certain places it's very useful, like Alaskan bush, because vitamin C. What am I trying to think? I know there was at least one astronomy student this past semester that definitely was like, what's the point of going to space? What do we get out of it? What's the point of dumping all this money into NASA? So, and I know that comes up every once in a while. So, yeah. Tang is good. Yeah. Scurvy does suck more. Indeed. Alright, good night, Star Stuff. I think you have the right idea of going to bed. Because I think going to bed is good. Going to bed is good. Because it's warm, I'm icky. Favorite human's off tomorrow. So yeah, yeah, and the dogs are obviously not on the dog cam. Yeah, 5:30 does get quick. Yep, I have Scott Manley set for my raid target, Jean Derlune. I totally found it. So yeah. Yep, gotta get up fresh for DS. Yeah. Yeah. As a reminder, I will not be streaming on Sunday because of reasons. And go Matt Benu! So, let's do our wall of text, shall we? So, this has been a production of CosmoQuest. Our scheduled streams are Sundays through Fridays, Monday through Fridays being Daily Space, which is your astronomy and space news roundup. And Sundays, most Sundays, is myself, hi, Annie, colorizing space telescope data. Lately I've been working on Spitz telescope data, which is very different from all the Hubble Space Telescope data I've done before. So, yeah, that's who we are. Also, we are way more than this Twitch stream. Please come map the moon. Matt Benu. Really, please come Matt Benu. I know it takes a really long time to do an image. Just please do an image a day. Please. And, yeah, thank you everybody for all of your support. Your bits, your subscriptions, your donations, your pledges on Patreon, your merch purchases. All of it helps to go and make sure that I and others have paychecks. So thank you. Really, thank you. You are the reason why we are here. Our host institution is PSI, it's Planetary Science Institute in Tucson, Arizona, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University in Youngstown, Ohio. PSI is a 501c3 nonprofit, which is just a fancy way of saying that your donations are tax deductible where laws allow. If you can't afford to donate or do any of the other things, that's okay. Follows are free. Follow us, hang out with us. Please hang out with us. It's free to hang out with us. And we archive all the videos on YouTube, so if you miss a broadcast, catch them on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, come join us on Twitch. You're missing out. And am I missing anything? I think that's everything. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for your patience. And yeah, thank you all. I'm gonna go log off and probably eventually pass out. So have a wonderful insert time of day here, whether that be morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, whatever. Just have a good day. Have a good insert time here. And continue being awesome, because y'all are awesome. And we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1700 hours UTC. So until then, bye. And now I'm gonna awkwardly roll the credits, because I'm not ready to roll the credits.